One of the crucial cornerstones of you changing your life in no time is learning how to be assertive. If you're not able to express yourself in a way that truly connects with you, aligns with you, you'll always feel caged in. You'll always feel like you're running away. You'll always feel suffocated. And it doesn't matter what people see on the outside. When you spend time with yourself, you will have that pain because you know that you are not able to stand up for yourself, what you believe in, your values and virtues. And if you really, really want to connect with that place within you that can be the most peaceful, confident, creative, loving, giving self that you can be, you must learn how to be assertive. Another skill is paying attention. So if you're able to pay attention through this video, you're already better than 99% of the people. My goal is to share with you things that have allowed me to go from someone very introverted, was not able to talk to anybody, to now someone who can talk to anyone. So the first thing is to not go for tricks, hacks, or ways to manipulate others. The goal of learning how to be assertive is to become the person that effortlessly shows up, that embodies this skill. Being assertive is just a fancy way of articulating someone who has that energy, that aura about themselves, where they are able to be vulnerable. They're able to stand up for themselves even though others may not validate them or approve of them. But also someone who moves powerfully towards their goal, their intention, and shows up and execute when it's time to do so. Everybody says they want to be a beast. Everybody says that they will do this, or that. But when the moment comes, the person was able to have the integrity to show up and do the things that they said they would do is someone special. The truth is, it is one of the most important skills in life, one of the most respected skills in life. Some people may have less talent than you, but if they're able to stand up for the things that they believe in, they might be 10, 100, 1,000 steps ahead of you. Being assertive is not about who you think you are. Being assertive is about being in that moment and allowing yourself to express yourself. So how do we do that? First of all, why? Why do you want to be assertive? A lot of times we make the mistake of confusing being assertive with being sensitive. I know that throughout a lot of my teenage years, I used to picture these moments where others would say something and I would be able to hit them back with a punchline, where I would be able to stand up for myself, to fight back. The truth is, being assertive in a lot of ways is about removing the distractions and getting a level of clarity of mind where you detach yourself from being sensitive, from having that commitment towards getting your point across, focusing on the grander intention that you have. And so it is very much related to having a sense of direction in your life. If you go about your day and you do not have specific goals, specific values, virtues that you're looking to develop, priorities that you know you need to focus on, each moment of the day, each interaction, whether it's at work, in your relationship, will move you out of that focus. And so it is extremely important to understand why do you need to be assertive. And if you're watching this video, you know what it is that you really want in your life. Getting your way out of a conversation is not what you really want. What you really want is to develop the confidence, to develop the communication skills, to develop this ability to move powerfully towards your goals, to develop this state of mind where you're able to adapt to every different situation, to be the person that can create positive financial outcomes for yourself, positive love outcomes in your life. You must elevate above this level where you're so focused on those small little situations. And you will see that when your focus shifts from that place to this higher vibration, people will also notice it. You'll have some level of distance towards this specific situation. And in a lot of ways, the things that you want will certainly become attracted to you because you are actually someone who has a place to go, who doesn't need the specific situation to go one way versus another. And so you're okay with the other person rejecting you, disapproving of you, disagreeing with you, and you're okay standing up for yourself because you understand that that is what matters more, that you have places to go, that you have bigger objectives to worry about. So the next point is how to remove the filter and the art of emotional intelligence. A lot of people consistently ask me, how do you not have a filter? You're able to talk to anybody. And the very first thing that I say is that it is rooted in emotional intelligence. But emotional intelligence, in a lot of ways, is about seeing what is underneath the surface of the people that you're interacting with. A lot of times we look at what is at the surface, whether somebody looks confident, bossy, etc. And we get intimidated by the situation, by the words that people use. But everybody, first of all, is in a lot of ways just like you. Everybody has fears. Everybody has certain resources that they lack, certain resources that they have. Everybody has time limitations. Everybody has limiting beliefs. Everybody has things that they prioritize versus another. They may not communicate that with you in that moment, but your ability to see beyond the surface and to read others, perhaps doing your research beforehand, or just by listening, first of all, to them, and take you a whole different place. You're now being able to position yourself within that interaction so that you can confidently stand up for yourself, but in a way that can actually create positive outcomes, not just for you, but the other person. For instance, the surface, somebody may be irritated when they're talking to you. But when you learn to detach from that and you understand that perhaps they have something right now that they're working on that they're struggling with, they are trying to solve their issue. If you're able to understand that, you can now focus on what it is that you also are looking to do and how can their situation and your situation combine and align. From there, you can build a rapport with them. And from there, you're able to express yourself in a way that you feel confident that they connect with that. For example, for me, I know that everyone appreciates people who fight through struggles, persevere, people who have dreams, people who, despite not feeling like doing the things today, they show up, they come back. They're not perfect, but they're making adjustments and learning. When you understand that, because you've done the self-reflection with yourself, you become someone who has emotional intelligence where you're able to also see that in others, appreciate that in others. And you're not afraid to communicate that into others. You don't go into an interaction with this feeling of being insecure because you know that it doesn't make you weak to say that you are working on something, studying on something, that you need to improve on something. You come at it from a place of acceptance. You claim it. You're proud of it. And when others also showcase that, you make them feel like it is okay, that you're not judging them in any way, but you are focused towards this grander direction and intention. And just that energy will be something that others will see. It will create such a vibe about you because they know that you see what they're not telling you. You will be assertive without even realizing it. For instance, you will be able to say no to things because saying no to something is saying yes to something else. You may be saying no to your partner, saying no to your boss, but maybe it's because you're focusing on something more important for them and for you. For instance, you may say that you do not have time to work on a specific project, specific task, because you're actually working on this bigger, higher return on investment task that they love. But you're also able to communicate that because you actually believe that. You're not trying to trick them. You embody it. From that place of authenticity, you don't even think about being assertive. All you're doing is you're flowing. And that leads to my next point, which is about being engaging. Being engaging is the difference between someone who looks like they're better than everybody else and someone who literally connects and builds life-changing connections with those around them. If you're able to make the other person feel like you're interested, you're actively listening to them, it builds a lot of leverage in the way that you can then communicate and express yourself. Because they know that you're not just coming there with your ego and telling them A, B, C, D. You're actually listening to them. And when you respond and you say something, you're actually incorporating the things that they are saying. If you are interacting with them at a later time, you remember things that they said. You took it into consideration. Make people feel engaged. Ask questions, but also in your body language. Be present with your eye contact, with your posture, with your voice, with how fast you speak, with how much you connect with them and the way they move. Give them validation. Say things about them that you see. Perhaps they're looking good. Perhaps they're putting in the effort. Remove that filter. Stop trying to make it seem like you're better than others. Don't be afraid to express great things that other people are doing. So that in that way, when you say no, when you say something that may be construed as negative, as forward to that person, they'll take it from a place of you actually care. Well, so do that. And the next point is about flowing. It is not about the situation. It is about the direction. People who are great at being assertive are people who don't dwell on one thing. You may have a conflict on a specific point with someone, but if you're someone who consistently is flowing the conversation towards this positive outcome, like a coach who may criticize their team member, but is able to push them forward within this frame of this is what we need to do so that we can get to that place where you can become your greatest self. When you're able to frame everything within part of a narrative and a story, why are we doing this? Why is this important? You literally change the whole game. So it is not about being assertive. It is about having a sense of direction. Stop focusing on the situation itself. Remember the bigger picture. Have the emotional intelligence. Be in the moment. Be present. Forget about tricks, tips, hacks. Be the person that connects with themselves and start practicing. Start engaging with someone today, listening to them, using words that they are saying, echoing their body language, seeing what they really mean when they say something or when they don't even say anything. Try to get to know them below, underneath the surface, and you'll see how you'll certainly, effortlessly become more assertive. But most importantly, you'll be able to express yourself in a way that creates positive outcome, not just for yourself, but for the people who align with you as well. As always, fam, wherever you are, wherever you come from, you are destined for greatness. Get busy living, not busy dying.